Good afternoon, everyone. Today we have our ASO debates where the candidates for student trustee as well as ASO president are going to be debating on topics concerning both Mission College as well as the Los Angeles Community College District. If anyone has a question, comment, concern, they're welcome to address those. There's going to be pre-selected questions that the candidates are going to be asked, and we like student input in order to elicit feedback from you as well. Without any further ado, let's get started. You guys want to start?
Yeah, I'd be happy to go first.
Flip a coin, or what do you guys want?
I'll go first.
Okay. Sure. So let's start with the student trustee first, and then we'll. Again, there's no one really doing it against you guys.
Okay, we'll just state our case.
Okay.
Great.
All right. So first question for candidate number 1, Milo Anderson, and.
Do you want me to introduce myself?
Yeah, you can make
Okay, great.
2 minutes.
Thank you very, very much, Ray. Pleasure to finally meet you. So, students of Mission College, it's a pleasure to be here. Go Eagles! Yeah. So, essentially, what I know about Mission College is you guys are literally leaders, innovators, and gosh, darn good cooks. I got to have lunch over here at your cafeteria. It was delicious. I got to say, your culinary department is top-notch. I've been hearing that all over Los Angeles. I've been hearing it. That's the case all over the nation. So, right here at Mission College, there's some amazing things going on, not just in the classrooms, but also in the kitchen. It's wonderful. I also know about some of the great successes your ASO has had under the leadership of Ray. You guys have set up roaming Wi-Fi across not just this campus, but your other campus as well. So that way, no matter where you are, if you're at school at Mission, you're going to be able to get Wi-Fi and it stays connected for up to 2 hours. So that way, if you leave campus or go to the other campus, you don't get disconnected. It's amazing what you guys are doing. And the charging stations, brilliant, brilliant. Here at Mission College, you can charge it your cell phone just about anywhere. That's something that we need to implement across the district. It's a wonderful, wonderful thing. And also, your ASO gives each one of your clubs $300 every fiscal year. That's amazing. That's practically unheard of on the district level, to just be able to give that kind of money and stay in the black as an ASO. So you guys are doing something right here at Mission College, and I want you to know that, and give yourselves a big round of applause for that. I've also had the chance to hear about your clubs. I've heard about the LGBTS club here, that you guys really rocked it at the Club Rush just a couple weeks ago. And then you had a day of silence that was heard literally across the nation, that you guys literally got silent here on this campus, just to prove the point that bullying is not all right. And I think that's terrific. That's some real club activism right there. I've also heard that your your Alpha Gamma Sigma Club, your state honorary club, you guys have a snack shack where you offer free water and protein bars. These are all just fantastic achievements that can be implemented across the district. Again, you guys are the leaders. In fact, being on the leaders, did you know that out of the last 3 student trustees of the Los Angeles Community College District, 2 of which came from right here at Mission College? 2 of them, 2 out of 3. Only the current one right now is not a Mission College student. Daniel Campos, Michael Griggs, these guys really did something with the student trustee position. And I want you guys to give yourselves a round of applause for being a place where leaders are born, right here at Mission College. Now, I'm not from Mission College per se, I haven't taken a class here yet, but I hope you consider me your adopted Mission College Eagle. I really want to be here as your student trustee, not just some of the time. In fact, I'm going to be here so often, if you elect me as student trustee, you're going to think I'm taking classes here too. That's how often I'm going to be here. Not just because of how awesome your food is, which it is, but because I want to learn from you, from your ASO, the things you guys are doing right here on this campus, so that I can bring that to the other colleges and really implement you guys as the leader of the district. I'm very, very proud of what you guys are doing here, and I want to make sure that that continues. What I noticed though, unfortunately right now under the current student trustee, Mission's not really getting the attention it deserves. I spoke with Sarah, your ASO treasurer, and I spoke with Jax, candidate for president of your ASO. The student trustee is not giving you guys the attention you deserve, and I'm going to be the student trustee that will be here. In fact, I plan on putting numerous miles on my truck, coming to all of the college campuses, not just to spend time with you, but to spend time with all of the colleges, all of the ASOs, ASUs, and ASGs. I'm going to be your candidate who actually cares and actually spends the time that you guys deserve as students. How am I doing on time?
Pretty well. Do you want to wrap it up?
Okay. Well, I feel like I'm going to wrap it up now. I've got a lot more to say to you. Please find me on Facebook. My name is Milo Harold Anderson. Again, that is Milo Harold Anderson. I hope you'll consider me the Mission College candidate for the Los Angeles Community College District as the next student trustee. Thank you again for your time. You guys are wonderful, Mission College. It's a pleasure to be here. Again, Milo Harold Anderson, your candidate for student trustee of the LACCD. Thanks again.
All right, thank you, Milo. Very good introduction. Now we have our candidate number 2, also running for the position of student trustee, Ryan Navarrete.
Thank you. So, my name is Ryan Alejandro Navarrete, and I'm running for the position of student trustee. I have numerous goals if elected. One of those goals is to bring back a tap card, a nice reduced wage tap cards for all the students who take the metro, myself included. I feel that one of the biggest districts in the nation and is the biggest, LACCD is the biggest district in the nation and one in the world. I want to bring that here on what is offered at Santa Monica and Pasadena, which is $35 a semester. I feel that that's amazing. I feel that a good portion of our financial aid is spent on just transportation. I want to work with whoever is elected for ASO president in getting a shuttle that takes you from this campus to your East Campus. Also, I also plan on working on bringing and expanding your culinary arts program. Just like how you guys had to advocate for it to stay here last semester, so did Trade Tech, which is my home school. I plan in envisioning to the Board of Trustees to give more funds to the culinary arts program so that you guys can deliver to other campuses and have more money flow throughout the district, stays in the district, and lives here through the district. Lastly, I want to help with all the undocumented students. There's currently a resolution being formed through General Assembly and have a drink center here on campus among all the rest of the 8 campuses. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Ryan, for your introduction. Now, without further ado, we're going to start with the questions for the candidates. We have Milo, who's going to go first. We're going to start with Milo first, and we're going to start giving questions to the candidates. The first question, Milo, I think a lot of people are wondering, is where does this motivation come from to run for student trustee?
Thank you, Ryan. That's an excellent question.
Ray.
Sorry, Brian's over there. This is Ray. All right, I'm a human being. I'm going to do that too on the Board of Trustees as well. I'm a human being as well. So, Ray, I essentially learned about the application due date 2 days before it was due. I found out, literally, let me go ahead and speak to you guys out there, the students of Mission College. I found out about this position, and it's opening each year 2 days before the application was due. In those 2 days, I acquired 150 signatures. I hit the ground running. I turned in that application with my candidate statement. That's exactly the reason why I wanted to run, is because I didn't hear about it until 2 days. And I'm pretty well connected at Pierce College. I hear about things that are going on. And if I, a student who's with it, I'm the community outreach director for kpcradio.com, the student-run radio station at Pierce College, I am active on club council. I go to the ASO senator meetings, even though I'm not a senator. I stay involved, and even I didn't hear about this position until 2 days before it was due. And it's not an easy application to fill out. You've got to get 150 signatures from your fellow students. So that alone made me need to run. I knew that if the communication and transparency and the flow of information was that bad that I couldn't find out about it until 2 days before it was due, there needed to be some changes in the Board of Trustees. There needed to be some changes between how the administration is reaching out to the students, and is the student voice actually reaching the Board of Trustees? I don't think it is. In fact, I can look at the minutes of the Student Affairs Committee this year, and I can see the current student trustees report, but I don't see the report from the presidents. All I see is a one-line statement saying that the presidents talked about the issues and concerns of their campus, and then it lists your name, Ray. It lists Alex's name, the president of Pierce College. It lists, what are some of the other names on there? Larry. It lists you guys' names, but it doesn't tell me what you guys said. It doesn't tell me what representation you brought to the Board of Trustees Student Affairs Committee meeting under the leadership of the student trustee. However, I can read pages and pages and pages of what Lamont Jackson had to say at that meeting, but I don't get to learn what you guys did as the representatives of your campus. I think that's a huge problem. That's exactly the opposite of what the Student Affairs Committee is for. The Student Affairs Committee is so that we can listen to the students, listen to the elected officials of the student campuses and the students. That Student Affairs Committee is open to all students. I myself, I haven't gone to one because I don't feel welcome there. By looking at the minutes, I can tell that it's a dictatorship. It's not a democracy. That this one gentleman, Lamont Jackson, the current student trustee, is running the Lamont Jackson show in the Student Affairs Committee. I can see that student voices like Sarah, the treasurer here, current treasurer, Sarah Sanchez, I believe. I had a conversation with her just before this forum. She told me about how she went to a Student Affairs Committee to talk about saving the culinary department that my fellow candidate brought up, and she felt shut down. She felt neglected. She felt like, oh, we already have a solution to that, so you can go ahead and sit down. That's exactly what the Student Affairs Committee is there for, is to listen to students like Sarah, to listen to students who care about their campuses, who want to make sure that the district policy isn't crushing them, and making sure that the beautiful things like your culinary department, like your roaming Wi-Fi, like all of the solutions that you created here, stay alive and stay vibrant. That's what we need the Student Affairs Committee for, and that's why I want to be your student trustee, is to really not just chair the Student Affairs Committee, not just be there to run it and be announcing my agenda and my thoughts and my beliefs and my report. I want to hear the reports from all the colleges. I want all the college reports to be in the minutes. In fact, I want to go even one more step farther than that. I have my broadcast journalism degree from Humboldt State University. I want to podcast the Student Affairs Committee. So that way, we as the students who can't make it to the Student Affairs Committee, I will be there, but I understand not everyone can. Let's have everyone listen to it. Let's start a dialogue. Let's start actually using the Student Affairs Committee to represent the students. So Ray, when you ask, why do I, Milo Harold Anderson, want to be the next student trustee of the Los Angeles Community College District, where does that inspiration come from? It's to represent my fellow students, not just at Pierce College, not just at Mission, but Trade Tech, Harbor, City, East, West, Southwest. Am I forgetting anyone? Valley, thank you. I always forget one sometimes. But I'm not forgetting you in my heart. I want to be there on your campus. I will be there on your campus. I will be there on your campus. I'm going to give up my classes. I'm only going to take 2 or 3 classes next semester, and I'll be on your campus either Monday, Wednesday, or Friday of every week to go ahead and see what's going on with you guys. What are the issues? How can I help as your student trustee? Again, my name is Milo Harold Anderson. Thank you for that excellent question, Ray.
And same question for Ryan. Ryan, where does this motivation come from to run for student trustee?
So, the motivation came from on the numerous campus threats that was happening on campus. You know, I felt that something like that was happening at Trade Tech should have gotten the attention of the Board of Trustees, the student trustee, and just advocate for us. You know, the entire reason why everyone has jobs here on this campus is because we're students here. We're students here on this amazing campus. And I feel that public safety, campus safety, is a huge part of it. You know, I'm the current commissioner of student advocacy for Los Angeles Trade Technical College. I advocate for them at school, region level, and General Assembly. I vote with the Los Angeles Trade Technical students on different resolutions that could be processed through General Assembly, which is where 114 colleges come together as one and vote on different resolutions on what will make the campus better, what will make it even safer, you know, have more funding for different programs. You know, I want to advocate for you at the district level. I've already advocated for the students at Trade Tech, for region and where I met Ray, for General Assembly, which is coming up in May, and overall, just be the face. You know, my slogan is Los Angeles 9, United for Progress. Once we can unite all 9 campuses, plus the extra campuses that you guys have and ELAC, unite them as one, and move for the one common goal that we all have in common, which is progress. Thank you.
All right, and this is question number 2 for Milo. What experience have you had working with a community college district, and how do you plan to use that experience to further better the students within the LACCD?
Awesome, thank you again, Ray. This is my second semester in a community college. I actually am sort of a backward student. I earned my bachelor's degree in journalism and mass communication from the Humboldt State University, from the University of Humboldt State University, with an area of study of broadcast and an emphasis in public speaking. While I was there, I was on the student-run radio station KRFH, which actually has since gone FM. They used to be an internet radio station when I was there. I had a lot of fun there. I was the production director and I was the news production director for a semester each. And I also served on the Residence Hall Association, serving as the Canyon Council Chair. Canyon Council is a living group area, residence halls on the state of HSU, on the campus of HSU. And I served in that position as the chair for 3 semesters. So I have some experience running a meeting. As far as experience with the community college district, all I can really go off of are the minutes that are available, just like every other student. Unfortunately, I look at the minutes of the Student Affairs Committee meeting, and I can't find 2 months. The last month I can find is January. So that means we're in April now. I can't see the minutes of February. I can't see the minutes of March. I don't blame them for not showing April's minutes. The last Student Affairs Committee was just on Friday. But we're waiting 3 months now just to get our minutes, just to see what happened on that Student Affairs Committee. I think there's a serious problem with that. I think there's a serious lack of transparency that's going on. And that's what I want to bring to the Student Affairs Committee, is transparency. Let's let the students know what our representatives are doing, how they are working hard to better our campuses, how they're improving the district. Right now that voice is not being heard. Ray's voice is not being heard. I know he's doing a great job on that Student Affairs Committee, but I can't see the work that he's doing because it's not in the minutes and it's not being podcasted. So I have a unique sort of set of qualifications. I am a broadcasting person. I am a community organizer. I do volunteerism. My radio show on kpcradio.com is Volunteer in the Valley. I'm an organizer. I'm a person who doesn't necessarily want to run the show. In fact, I don't want to run the show at all. I just want to give the students the place where their issues can be heard and that they can bring the solutions that they find to their problems and bring them in a way that we can all work on them together. The leadership is what I'm going to rely on. The leadership of people like Ray, the next ASO president of this college, the next ASO president of all 9 colleges are going to be the ones really making the motions, really setting the agenda on the Student Affairs Committee. It's not what I want to see happen, it's what they want to see for their students. It's what their students want to see. I want a real representation to happen next year on the Student Affairs Committee, and I believe I'm the right candidate to do that. So again, my name is Milo Harold Anderson. My qualifications are unique, and I think you'll find that they'll serve the Student Affairs Committee, the students of the Los Angeles Community College District, to the best possible ability than you'll ever find. Thank you again.
Thank you again, Milo. Ryan, same question goes for you. What experience have you had working with a community college district, and how do you plan to use that experience to further better the students within the LACCD?
Well, as Commissioner of Student Advocacy, I advocate for the students. I also chair the legislative committee meeting in which we discuss March in March. We're sending a group of students up to Sacramento to lobby on the behalf of all the students in California to the senators in Sacramento to give more money to the schools, fund the schools, fund different entities in which needs to be helped, such as bringing bachelors to the community college level. West LA already has a bachelor's for dental hygiene. Why can't we bring bachelors here for other programs? Financial aid can only stretch so far. Another thing is just avocation. I don't have my bachelor's yet. I am a Chicano Studies and Anthropology major, and I'm pre-law. So studying the rules and the bylaws and the Constitution, that'll come just into place for me. Overall, I can advocate for you and chair the meeting. And something that I could bring to the table is what happens at region meeting. It's a teleconference meeting. We can also have the SAC meeting teleconference. So more students can even just call in. You don't even have to leave. You can just be in your bed, in your PJs, and just call in. Thank you.
Thank you, Ryan. Question number 3. Are you currently employed, and how will your employment status affect your schedule and time commitment as student trustee? I know you had touched up on that a little bit earlier.
Sure. Great question. You guys write great questions. First of all, let me say that. I don't know who was in charge of writing these questions, but they're awesome questions. I am the Community Outreach Director of KPCRadio.com, the student radio station of Los Angeles, the student-run internet radio station of Los Angeles Pierce College. Very excited to be here today. I'm stumbling over my own words, which is something I usually don't do. I also host and produce a show called Volunteer in the Valley on KPCRadio.com, a weekly podcast where I introduce and invite nonprofit organizations in and around the San Fernando Valley to come on my show and tell them about the volunteer opportunities they have available. So that way my fellow students, friends, neighbors, family members, everyone who lives in the San Fernando Valley can learn about these volunteer opportunities and come out and volunteer if that's something that they're passionate about as well. Great show. I love doing it. I love doing it. I love being the Community Outreach Director. I love doing my show. I'm going to give those up for at least a year if I become elected as student trustee, because my new show will be podcasting the Student Affairs Committee, which won't be me, Milo Harold Anderson, the star in it. It'll be, the star will be your next student presidents of the ASOs. I'm just going to be the producer. I'm just going to be sitting in the back, guiding them as I can, telling them how we can get these things done, prompting them to work with each other, working with them, coming to their campuses on the regular. I mean on the regular. The current the current student trustee, I think, has visited Pierce maybe once. I don't know how many times he's visited Mission, but I think you deserve a student trustee who will spend the time doing his job on each one of your campuses. I'm going to be that student trustee next year. I promise that. I'm going to give up some of my classes. I'm going to slow down my pace at community college, at Los Angeles Pierce College. Next semester and the semester after that, if you elect me as student trustee, I'll only be taking 2, maybe 3 classes max, and only on Tuesday and Thursday. That way, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I'll be free to come visit all 9 of the college campuses. If I'm not visiting one of the college campuses, I'll be in my office, at the district office, which is right at the corner of 7th and Wilshire in downtown Los Angeles. And I will have an open door policy. Any student of the Los Angeles Community College District who wants to speak with me can see me at my office. They will be invited, welcome. As soon as you get off the red line or the blue line or the expo line, or if you drive there, you'll have a bottle of water waiting for you in my office, and we can just sit down and talk about whatever concerns, issues, things that excite you, whatever you want to talk about. I will be the student trustee that will have an open door for you, any student of the Los Angeles Community College District. So, I'm going to give up all my other jobs, Ray. I'm going to make this my job. I'm going to slow down on my academics, so that way I can really devote the time and energy that the students of the Los Angeles Community College District deserve from their student trustee. I plan on helping, not doing, helping the ASO presidents do what they really, really want to do next year. It's not going to be what I'm going to do, it's going to be what they're going to do. I'm going to be their support, and I will be here to make sure that they get done what they want to do. Again, my name is Milo Harold Anderson. I hope you consider me your student trustee of the Los Angeles Community College District.
Thank you, Milo. Quite the commitment seen on your end. Next question for Ryan. And just before we go on to the next question, we have with us our past student trustee, Michael Greggs, who's come out to join us. Just a round of applause for Michael. Thank you for coming out, Michael. Thank you. We appreciate your support. All right, Ryan, so same question. Are you currently employed? Or if not employed, schooling, how will your employment or school or academic status affect your schedule and time commitment as student trustee?
So I am currently employed. I work in Academic Connection at Trade Tech, which is the tutoring center. I feel that I'm still going to be working. I won't be working as much. My supervisor is really, really flexible in my schedule. Knowing that I should actually be at work right now. She actually just gave me the day off and said that I can come in whenever I get the chance to make up my hours. I work about maybe 10 hours a week, you know, just to help me get by. You know, I'm a full-time student, which I will continue to be a full-time student, but the key to that is time management. You know, high school, I took the bus everywhere, played football, and I was a straight A student. I'm gonna do the same thing here. The only difference is I'm gonna reevaluate, since, you know, throughout the 9 campuses, I could take any class at each of the 9 campuses. I'm gonna be taking more online classes. So I'll still be a full-time student, but I'll be taking online classes. So I know the common struggle of what all the students are going through, and continue having the communications throughout the 9 campuses and the struggle of a real college student. Thank you.
Thank you, Ryan. Very good response. Let's switch it up a little bit. Let's have both candidates up here. That way we can have a dialogue between the two for the questions. And when one person is answering a question, the other can provide additional commentary or rebuttal, or however you guys want to do it.
Okay.
So for question number 4, what do you plan to do after your term as student trustee for the 2015-2016 school year? I think students kind of want to know, who is Ryan? Who is Milo? Let's scratch the surface a little bit. What are your plans to do after your term as student trustee, and what do you hope this position will progress you to?
Again, great question. So basically, what am I using this as a stepping stone for? Because I think that question's kind of asking. To be honest, nothing. I'm actually going to put my actual goals on hold to be student trustee. There's not some kind of bright line. I'm not trying to like work my way into politics. I'm not trying to make a name for myself. I'm trying to make a name for all the ASO, ASU, and ASG presidents out there. Have a student affairs committee and a board of trustees that'll actually listen to them and help them get the things done that they want to get done. That's my agenda. It's not to build up my resume, but to build up the next student president's resumes. I want to be the supporter. I want to learn how to create alliances. I'm going to use this for myself to grow as a human being, to grow as, I guess, a leader, but more importantly, a supporter. Someone who's there, who makes it so that leaders can really get things done. I want to be the one who implements new lines of communication, who creates a situation where we have a different cultural shift from thinking that we're just students of Mission or Valley or Pierce or East or West or Trade Tech or City or Harbor. We're students of the Los Angeles Community College District, and we have so much more power, so much more influence thinking like that than we do of just one college alone. There's over 100,000 students that go to these colleges. So we can expand our power exponentially by joining up and joining together. That's what I want to do. So what am I going to do after? I'm going to go back to my classes at Pierce. I'm going to finish my associate's degree. I already have a bachelor's degree, but I'm going for an associate's degree in an administrative professional from the Computer Applications and Office Technology Department at Pierce. Again, I'm excited. I don't trip over my words like this, but I am today. And I'm going to go back to kpcradio.com, and I'm going to continue doing my show on Volunteer in the Valley, which I actually own the domain space for, volunteerinthevalley.org. I'm going to maintain the domain space so that people can still enjoy the shows that I've recorded, the podcasts that are out there. And eventually, I hope to turn Volunteer in the Valley into its own 501(c) nonprofit business, nonprofit corporation, that is essentially the website where people can go to find volunteer opportunities in the San Fernando Valley. So connecting nonprofit organizations with volunteers, and volunteers with the kinds of things they want to do, whether it be take care of animals, whether it be the Red Cross, whether it be the Valley Village, where they give adults with developmental disabilities activities and fun things to do. I've had all of these and more on my show. The Boys and Girls Club, the YMCA, the list goes on and on. I've had about 40 different organizations on the show so far. So my goal, whether or not I'm student trustee, is to continue Volunteer in the Valley, to turn that into its own nonprofit that allows people to connect with the things that they want to do most. I think that taking a break from that right now, while at this integral moment where we can really get some changes done for the Los Angeles College District, for the students of the colleges, all of the colleges, is an excellent opportunity, not just for me, but my fellow students. So I'm willing to take that break. I'm willing to sacrifice a little extra time, a lot of extra time, but it's so worth it. you're worth it, students of Los Angeles Community College District. You're worth me, Milo Harold Anderson, as your next student trustee.
All right, thank you, Milo. Same question for you, Ryan. If you want to just stay up
Right,
here. and-
sorry. I forgot the format.
What do you have to say to that? So, what do you plan to do after your term as student trustee? I know that you're as well continuing your education. What are you using this as a stepping stone for?
I'm just using the step as a stepping stone just to, I'm not using it for anything, to be honest. I'm advocating, I want to advocate for you. You know, I like among other students will be applying for colleges and universities next year, this fall actually, and you know, hopefully getting into a lot of colleges. What I want to do is hopefully, if elected student trustee, build a relationship within the Los Angeles Community College District with whatever college I do transfer with. Who knows, you know, my application might be so amazing that they offer scholarships throughout the district for the certain college in which I'm transferring to. You know, I'm not going to put anything much on hold. I'm going to continue being the student that I am and manage my time efficiently in where I can do and take care of all of my responsibilities. Time management is the best. I know how to do so accordingly. Thank you.
Thank you, Ryan. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, you know, you mentioned that, Ryan, and I hear you. I believe that you can do all the things that you're currently doing and be student trustee. I believe that you believe that. I don't know if I believe that, because you're asking me to believe that you're going to continue taking a full-time course load, right? Full-time course, because you want to graduate on time to get to a transfer. You're asking me to believe that you're going to hold on to your job at the, essentially the tutoring center at Trade Tech, and you're going to devote all the time and energy that the students of Los Angeles Community College District, all over 100,000 of them, all 9 colleges, all the different ASOs and ASUs and ASGs, you're going to keep all of those plates spinning all at the same time. Okay, well, I'm not convinced, but it's not up to me, it's up to our fellow students to decide. I just wanted to clarify that. And by the way, you're going to be doing this all through public transportation for the most part. Okay, my hat is off to you, sir. If you can do all of this, you're Superman. You are beyond Superman. I don't know when you'll sleep, but if you say you can do it and you can tell the voters that's what you're going to do, then that's totally your prerogative. Thank you very much.
Can I respond to that? All right, thank you. So, in response to his, I feel that how many students do take the metro? Who do have jobs? You know, who are parents? You know, just because you have all of these things on your plate, does that mean you can't do any more on what's going to better make your future better? I say no. I say, why not? More the merrier. I know I can handle that. I took the bus 2 districts away from my house. Took the bus every day. Woke up at 5, woke up at 4 sometimes for morning practice for football. I was devoted. I wanted to play. Just as much as I want to be your student trustee, I will devote every minute and every time and every second of every day to what I need to do and my responsibility, which is in the classrooms, which I'll be taking mostly online classes, helping all the current ASU, ASG, or ASO presidents, and just advocating for everyone, all going through Metro. You know, I rely on public transportation. I took the 90 and the 230 just to get here onto this campus. I believe there are by more students who depend on the Metro. A lot more students. More than half of California depend on public transportation. I am one of you, and I know the common struggle, and which is why one of my goals is to bring a nice reduced tap card for all of LA now. $35 a semester, or free, which is coming with Commute LA now. Am I over time or? Okay. All right, thank you.
All right, thank you. This is a very good debate, and I believe this is the last one. Correct me if I'm wrong, so I believe this is the last one before elections.
We've got more.
Where's the next debate going to take
We're going to
place?
have 3 tomorrow, 1 at Southwest, 1 at City, and 1 at West, and then 1 at Wednesday at Harvard.
Okay, so there's a couple more debates coming up. So we have our two student current candidates for student trustee, and our elections are April 22nd and 23rd. These are the people who are going to be representing you at a district level. The people who you elect, who will be sitting on the board of trustees making decisions on behalf of all of you guys. So just again, welcome Milo Harold Anderson and Ryan Navarrete. Give them a round of applause.
Thank you, Rick.
Thank you. And we haven't finished yet, but we're just going to pause momentarily. We have our candidates running for ASO Vice President as well as ASO Parliamentarian. So I just want them to introduce themselves quickly because they're on the clock and they got to get going pretty soon.
Okay, all right. Should we take a seat?
Please. And then as soon as they,
Okay.
Good afternoon, my name is Lorena Aguilar, and I am running for ASO elections as Vice President. I am currently the ASO Executive Administrator for Missions ASO, and I am also a student worker here for Student Services, VP of Student Services, Mr. Joe Ramirez. So I've been able to take all of my knowledge and experience here on campus, and I've been able to understand what students face on a daily basis. So I want to take that and be able to continue the momentum that I've grown this past year and everything that I've learned. I want to start the year strong, and I want to be able to be the voice of students here on a local level as well. I want to increase a lot of student activity because vice presidents do chair our Intel Club Council, and I want to be able to create more clubs and be able to be there available for students so that there will be more student activity. My office is always open. We're located in the Campus Center building in the lower level. So if you have any additional questions, please feel free to contact me. Again, my name is Lorena Aguilar, and thank you for your time.
all right, thank you, Lorena, as your work has been exemplary on our ASO Council. Thank you. And here we have, I'm going to let Margot Waith introduce herself.
Hi, my name is Margot Wave. I am the current ASO Senator of Recruitment, current Our Secretary of the Alpha Gamma Sigma Honor Society, and a student worker at the EOPNS office, working for the Dean of Student Services, Ludi Villegas. As ASO Senator of Recruitment, I've been out there with you, creating a greater relationship with the student body and the students. I've created a greater relationship between ASO and the counseling office. I would like to continue to do so, but as parliamentarian next school year. Thank you.
And thank you, Margot, as your work has also been exemplary, helping us to recruit almost the entirety of the ASO Council. Now let's bring back our candidates for student trustee. All right, so next question we have. How will your service to the students of the LACCD be different from that of the current trustee? I think that's what a lot of students here want to know. A lot of our students don't know what student trustee is, so if you could just touch up a little bit on that and tell us how your work will be exemplary and different from the current work.
Excellent question again, you guys. I think I've already kind of hit on that a lot. How am I going to be different than the current student trustee? About every single way. About every single way I can think of that matters. The minutes on this, okay, first let me tell you what the student trustee is and does. The student trustee is literally your representative on the LACCD Board of Trustees. That Board of Trustees is filled with elected officials who make all of the policy and financial decisions of the community college district. All 9 colleges are under the Los Angeles Community College District Board of Trustees and have to follow the rules and guidelines and policy decisions that are made by the Board of Trustees. Your student trustee is the elected official only elected by you, the students of the district, to essentially be your voice, to be your voice on that Board of Trustees, to let the Board of Trustees know what you want to happen, what your concerns are as current students in the district. So your student trustee is literally your voice on the Board of Trustees. As well as that, the student trustee essentially chairs the committee of the Student Affairs Committee, where you have the opportunity, you, every single student of the LACCD, are encouraged and invited to come to tell that board, which is made up and comprised of each one of the presidents of the ASO, ASU, of ASG, of each of the campuses, and the student trustee, what your issues and concerns are. Currently, the way I see it from the minutes, it looks like it's where student issues go to die, right? People aren't listening. They're not putting it in the minutes anyway. I know Sarah went on, she's not here right now, but Sarah went to the Student Trustee Committee, Student Affairs Committee meeting, and voiced her concerns about the culinary program here, about implementing a one-vendor solution across the district, and she got shut down. She got told that we already dealt with that, instead of actually hearing her out and hearing what her concern was and what her potential solution was. That, under me as student trustee, that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to listen to people like Sarah. We're going to listen to people who want to come and tell us what they believe should happen on their community colleges every single time. It might be a very long meeting, but it'll be an exciting one, I can tell you that. And we're going to talk about these issues and figure out how we can document the problems, how we can document them, how we can get surveys or petitions filled out from all the students to really be able to tell the Board of Trustees that there seriously is a problem and we can prove it. And then we're going to talk about solutions. And we're going to talk about what the objections will be to the solutions, about how we need to tighten up our solutions, about how we can show that our solution will provide a benefit not just to the students, but to the whole district and to the whole campus community of all 9 colleges. That's what the Student Affairs Committee is going to be like under me as student trustee. So, what you will see from me as student trustee, you'll see me being your voice, you'll see me on your campus, which you're not seeing in the student trustee currently. You'll see me either at my office, open door to you, every student. You will see a person who's committed, who's willing to drop his class load and take this on, this $500 a month position, as a super full-time job. I expect to spend like 60 hours a week, if not more, being the student trustee of the Los Angeles Community College District. I'm going to make this my life. I'm going to be the best possible student trustee you can have. My name's Milo Harold Anderson, and I think I'm going to be a very different student trustee next year. Thank you for that question, Ray.
Thank you, Milo. Your turn, Ryan. Can you tell us how your work will be different from the current work of the current student trustee, Lamont Jackson? I know you were sitting with us on Friday at our Student Affairs Committee. If you could just tell us what you think and how you feel you would be more influential on the board currently.
Okay. So it kind of goes back to my slogan, Los Angeles 9 United for Progress. When I was there at the meeting, I saw that you guys only have a minimum just to make quorum. I don't believe just the minimum. I want the maximum. I want all 9 colleges to be there. Once all 9 colleges are there and we can unite as one, we can aim for the common goal that we all have. The number one common goal that we have is progress. Once the roots beneath our feet come into a nice one solid ground, we can make the bridge to progress. We can build that bridge and continue aiming higher and higher. As if elected for student trustee, that's what I want to do. That's how I can be different from Lamont. Lamont has his ways, and he's been a great student trustee in other ways. But I want to be a great student trustee in all the ways. That's what I want to do. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Ryan. And Milo, if you can tell us how your work would be different from Ryan's, and then we'll go vice versa.
Well, that's a tricky one. I don't know Ryan that well. I haven't seen him in action. I've got very little to base any kind of judgment on how he will behave. I can tell you the differences, I guess, sort of where I sort of distinguish myself and make myself unique. Well, I'm a fact checker. I really am. I will make sure that what I say is right to the best of my ability. If I'm wrong, I'll gladly admit that I'm wrong. But if someone decides that they want to tell me I'm wrong when I'm not, I'm going to call them on it, and I'm going to ask them to show me the proof. If you look on my Facebook page, Milo Harold Anderson, you can see an example of that. I'm not going to get into all the details of it. I don't want to embarrass anyone. But the reality is that I'm not going to be a pushover trustee. I'm not saying Ryan necessarily would be, but I'm going to be 31 next month. I've seen a lot of things. I've had a lot of failures. In fact, Napoleon Hill, in one of my favorite books, To Think and Grow Rich, which isn't just about growing rich, by the way, wrote, in every adversity, in every heartache, in every failure, there's the seed of an equivalent or greater benefit. And I wholeheartedly believe in that. And I've seen a lot of failure. I'll admit it, I've had a lot of failures in my life. I've had several heartbreaks, and I don't know all the adversity that all the students face in this district, but I know that they're facing adversity. I know they're facing heartbreak, and I know that they're facing failure, a failure of communication, a failure of what Ryan's slogan is. A great slogan. I like his slogan. It's a perfect slogan, but it's just a slogan. I really want to bring that communication, that unity of the 9 colleges on the board of, on the Student Affairs Committee. Presidents are going to be early. You guys, I look at the minutes of the Student Affairs Committee, and I don't think there's one meeting where all the presidents either showed up or were all on time. Not one. With me as a student trustee, you're going to want to be there. I want to make sure that you're there. And if you don't want to be there, I want to find out why. And I want to make sure that I correct the meeting, so that way we make it a place where presidents know that their voice will be heard. Probably because your information that you bring up isn't actually being recorded in the minutes, so you don't actually feel like anything's actually happening at the Student Affairs Committee. That would be my guess, and that would be the first thing I would correct right off the bat. Along with making sure that we all sit down together in a retreat over the summer before the semester starts. All 9 presidents of all 9 colleges and myself having a retreat, hashing it out, chewing the fat, getting to know each other, really knowing how we need to work together, and really figuring out where our strengths and weaknesses are as campuses so that we can help build on each other. I can't think of a more fun thing I'd rather do with 9 leaders of 9 different colleges all summer long, and all semester long, and then all semester long again. That's what you're going to get with me as student trustee of the Los Angeles Community College District. But I don't know what you get from Ryan. I'll let him tell you.
All right, thank you, Milo. And same question, Ryan. How does your agenda differ from that of Milo's?
So, just like Milo said, he is a fact checker. I learned that yesterday. But I do know when to stand correct. I heard it from him from different people that Los Angeles 9 is the biggest in the district. And I will be researching in finding a credible source in making sure to see if it is the biggest. It only states that we're only one of the biggest. So to differentiate myself from Milo, I feel that I'm telling you different things. I already have an agenda going in. I'm telling you what I already want to pursue and how I'm going to go about it. Among that, if any concerns do arise from any of your campuses, I will address them accordingly. The vivid picture that I am painting you right now, I will be painting to the Board of Trustees. I will let them know sound, picture, smell, everything, all the 5 senses, all the senses, not just one of them, not just 2 of them, all the senses. So them as student trustees, as Board of Trustees, can know the real struggle of what students are going through. That's how I differentiate from my opponent. Thank you.
Well, there you have it, voters. Ryan wants to paint the Board of Trustees a picture of what he just said is his agenda. He's willing to listen to the students and help out with their concerns, but he has an agenda going into it. And he wants to paint a picture for the board of what that agenda is, of what he thinks should happen in the Los Angeles Community College District. I'm not saying Ryan's plan's bad. Some of the things he's bringing up I know are important issues to students, but it's not the students' issue, it's what Ryan thinks should happen to the LA Community College District. I don't want to give the Board of Trustees or the students what I think should happen. I want to give the Board of Trustees what the students' voice says should happen. I want to find a way to create that level of communication where we can actually be a representative organization, where the presidents can actually be the voices of the students on their campuses. And I can unite presidents to work together to really get their issues hashed out. I'm not here to paint anyone a picture. I'm not here to promote my agenda. I don't have any preconceived notions of what the best idea is that we should start on. I want my presidents of all 9 colleges to come together and tell me what are the issues that we should bring up, what are the issues that we think we can tackle, what are the issues that we can solve, how can we solve them best, and how should we allocate our time and resources in doing that. I'm not going to be the one to make the decisions. We as a board, as the Student Affairs Committee, are going to make that decision. With just me as the chair, but it's really going to be up to the presidents. And that's what differentiates me from Ryan. That's what differentiates me from Lamont Jackson. I kind of see Lamont Jackson as sort of a dictator of the Student Affairs Committee. If I'm reading the minutes right, Lamont, I sent you an email and you haven't responded to me. I would still love your advice and feedback, but after reading the minutes of your Student Affairs Committee, I want you to know I'm going to run things a lot differently than you did this year. I'm going to let the student's voice actually be heard. Thank you again. My name's Milo Harold Anderson. I'm on Facebook, and I really want to be your next student trustee of the Los Angeles Community College District.
So just in regards to that, I'm not going in on just what's based to what's being brought up to me. I am, as I said earlier, the Commissioner of Student Advocacy for Trade. Within that, I meet with the regional leaders. So on a bi-weekly basis, I meet with other students, not only in the district, but in also 4 other campuses. Therefore, I do know what's going on. I do know what are the concerns, such as campus safety, public transportation. I know exactly what's going on and what needs to be addressed to the Board of Trustees. Thank you.
Can you prove it?
And thank you, Ryan. And that is actually leading to our next question. I know we talked a lot about what we want to do and visions that we have. Can you tell us what your goals are for the 2015-2016 school year as a whole? What would you like to see get accomplished by the end of the fiscal year of 2016 if elected student trustee?
Awesome question. It kind of leads right into kind of what I was just thinking anyway. My name is Milo Harold Anderson. I want to be your student trustee next year. Transparency, for one. When claims like that are made that I know what the students want, when I know what the students think, that I know what the issues are, I'm going to tell the presidents the same thing I'm about to tell Ryan. Show me the proof. Show me the proof. Did you survey the students? Did you get petitions signed? Do you have any empirical evidence to show me that students actually want these issues taken care of? Because that's what the Board of Trustees is going to want. They're not going to just listen to my voice or Ryan's voice or anyone's voice for that matter. In fact, we've seen that time and time again when students have brought issues to the Board of Trustees and had them not take any action on it, have voted against it. In fact, under Lamont Jackson, we've had students come and try and speak before the Board of Trustees, and he voted to give them less time to speak in public comment. Twice. Lamont Jackson. Why would you vote against students having a voice at the Board of Trustees? I don't understand. I'll never do that. I'll never do that. So, communication and transparency are my only 2 major goals. That's really it. And cooperation. 9 colleges working together. With that, once we establish that, then we have somewhere we can grow off of. We have something we can work with. We have the power of united and communication, of uniting and being communicated with one another as the 9 colleges. I'm sorry, my mouth is getting a little dry. And we can essentially really start working on the issues that you want to bring to the Board of Trustees. Again, it's not what I want to do. It's not my agenda. I'll be right there with that water. I want to give the Board of Trustees what the students' agendas are, but before we do it, we're going to have to prove it. We're going to have to fill out those surveys. We're going to have to get those petitions signed by the students. We're going to have to show them the empirical evidence that I'm asking Ryan to show when he makes the claim that he knows what the students want. I'll tell you right off the bat, I don't know what the students want yet. I put out a survey yet, and I'm still waiting for the responses. And until I do, I won't claim that I know exactly what the students want and need.
All right, thank you, Milo. So same question, and if you want to provide a rebuttal to that, you're welcome to do so as well.
So, in terms of that, survey is only effective on how much you push it. You know, some students don't really fill it out all the way. Some students don't fill it out honestly. They don't really voice their concerns that way. I feel face-to-face contact is when you really get the feel. When you get the emotional feel for what's going on, and then document what's going on. That's how you know what needs to be addressed. When someone is breaking out in tears, knowing that they need a book by a certain time to study for a test, and their financial aid money hasn't come through, or where $40 they need that for a bus pass, but then they don't have enough to eat later that day. That's what I want. That's how I know on what the students need. By communicating, not by surveys, by communicating, talking to you one-on-one, by being active in the region meetings, speaking with other students from outside the district. Not only outside the district, but also in the district, and communicating as one whole. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Ryan. Go ahead, Milo.
Yeah, just a quick rebuttal to that. That's great, Ryan. I'm really glad you're there for your fellow students when they're going through these struggles. One-on-one. It's beautiful, okay? I'm not being sarcastic or being trite or anything like that. That's really what it's all about. It's one student helping another. However, as the student trustee, we have to have a larger scope than that. I can't worry about one student who is making the difference between a bus pass and a meal. I have to worry about all 100,000 of them. I have to think about the concerns of all the students as a whole. And so would Ryan. And unfortunately, I think he wants to save the day. He's a superhero. We already know that because he's going to do all the things that he's doing right now, and he's going to add on being the student trustee. He must be a superhero. And I can tell by how passionate he is about his fellow students. He really does care about the students. And I want him to continue to caring about the students. I hope he doesn't get burned out if he is elected by this job. Because I know what I'm going to do is I'm not going to be out there necessarily working with every single student. I'm going to be asking my ASOs, ASUs, and ASGs to bring me those results, to bring me those surveys, to bring me those petitions. And Ryan brought up another great point about how students don't fill out surveys. And they come crying to him when there's a problem. I understand that, except that's because they don't feel like their voice is actually being heard at the highest levels. If we can change that paradigm shift, Ryan, less students will have to come crying to you. We can actually have those surveys be effective. We can actually have the kind of representative democracy that was built for our district, essentially for you students, for you to be able to voice what you think should happen on your college campus. So again, my name is Milo Harold Anderson, your candidate for student trustee. And now I'm starting to see the differences between Ryan. Again, he's still an excellent candidate. I want to say one last thing before I give up the microphone. I understand if you vote for Ryan. He's a great guy. Just do me a favor, vote. If you don't vote, that would really, really twist me up inside. The more of us that vote, every time one of us doesn't vote, we all lose a part of our democratic power. We all lose a part of our representative capabilities. So it's not necessarily, of course I want to win. I feel like I'm the best candidate for the job, but I want to be able to do a good job for you unless we have a strong voter turnout. That'll be the first thing I need from you. That's my first request to the students is please, 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 whether you vote for Ryan or you vote for Milo, please just vote. Thank you.
Thank you, Milo, for that. And absolutely, voting is the most important part, regardless of who you're voting for. But it's important that you come out and vote. Here at Mission College, we've set a goal for student voter turnout at 10%. So we hope to get at least 10% of the students to come out on vote on April 22nd and April 23rd. That's something that, like Milo is saying, it's part of the democratic process, and we here are privileged to be able to elect people by our choice and not people those who are more powerful than us put in place. I'm going to give the mic to Ryan, and if you want to provide a rebuttal to the earlier statement.
So basically, he's right. He may, often people think when you put too much on your plate, you'll get burned out. Me, personally, I feel it as more as an experience. I already know what I can handle. Next year I won't be the Commissioner of Student Advocacy. Hopefully I'll be the elected student trustee. I'll be that person. So it's merely just switching one position out for another. I'll be able to, I will have more time. And like Milo said, being a superhero, that's fine. My favorite superhero is Superman and Batman. They're able to do everything. And quite frankly, I think I'll be able to do almost the same thing. Thank you.
All right, thank you, gentlemen. So the whole debate, just one last question.
Okay, I thought we were done.
One last question, and then we have our candidate for ASO president. She wanted to ask a couple questions as well that are more applicable to Mission College. I think the students of Mission College would be interested to hear this. I know we've been talking a lot about our visions and what our candidates want to do. We see two very well-background, well-oriented, and credible candidates. What's your roadmap? I think this is what the students really want to know. This is where the rubber really hits the ground, is what is your roadmap to implement all these plans? Any good action plan has a step-by-step process eliciting exactly how each one of the items on the agenda will be completed. So that's what the students, I think, want to hear today. If you can touch up on that, please.
Excellent question. Step one, I'm going to call or reach out and definitely get the contact information for each elected ASO president. on all 9 colleges. James Gooden already won over at Trade Tech, Los Angeles Trade Tech. I called personally to congratulate him and told him I look forward to working with him if I'm elected, if you choose me as your student trustee for the Los Angeles Community College District next year. I'm going to do that with all 9 presidents because that's actually the people that I'm going to be working with the most next year. I essentially see myself forming very close personal friendships with all 9 of these presidents. We're going to be spending a lot of time together. I'm going to be spending time on their campuses several times a month. I plan on visiting each campus. I have a truck, I have transportation. I'm going to be spending that $500 on gas and making sure that my truck has got air in its tires and rubber on the road, so to speak, because I'm going to be hitting the road. Fellow students, I'm going to be coming to your campus so often, you're going to think I'm taking classes there. And I'm not lying about that. And before the semester starts, though, over the summer, we get back to step 2. After I congratulate all the ASO presidents and I get in contact with them, we're going to start a dialogue and we're going to actually have a retreat this summer. I've already spoken with Dr. Eric Peters about this, the Vice President of Student Services over at Los Angeles Pierce College. He's offered, I'll have to double check and make sure we have the timing right, but he's offered to host a leadership conference retreat with me and all 9 presidents of the ASO colleges. Dr. Peters used to work over at City College. He actually helped their ASO, I believe, is it an ASO? It's an ASG, excuse me. ASO, ASG, ASU, they're all the same thing, but they have different letters. And I shouldn't say that. I hope I don't offend any of my voters out there. But we're all going to work together like we're the same thing. So, Dr. Peters actually helped them rewrite all their bylaws. He actually helped them, page by page, create a manual that's working right now at City, as far as I understand. It's a manual that's actually making things get done over there. And it's that kind of collaboration that we're going to not just have on one college, we're going to implement that district-wide with all 9 colleges. So we're going to figure out the solutions to the problems on other campuses. We're not going to reinvent the wheel, because the wheel's already been invented on another college. The problems to your solutions at your college are more than likely at one of the other 8 colleges. The solutions, I should say, to the problems. I think you understand what I meant. So yeah. Over the summer, we're going to have a one-day, nice long retreat where we get together, we meet up, we have a great time, but we also talk about our strengths and our weaknesses on our campuses, and we build that relationship that I want to have with all 9 presidents. We start to actually really get to know one another, get to know how we can help each other, get to know how we can support each other, and play devil's advocate for each other. So that way, when we bring solutions to the problems, we can figure out what other objections the Board of Trustees or any other interested party might have. So that way we can get some solutions that'll actually get passed. We can actually bring solutions to the Board of Trustees that will get passed. How exciting would that be? To put on your resume that you implemented policy-wide changes that affected over 100,000 students in the largest community college district in the nation, and it got passed by elected officials who were elected by the city of Los Angeles. Exciting. And now, you don't have to be a president to get a part of this, okay? This is not just for the 9 presidents. This is for any and every student in the Los Angeles Community College District that has an idea, that sees a problem on your campus that you want to help solve, okay? We're going to need everyone to do the kind of solutions that I think we can do. That we can implement all the solutions that we have to all of our problems ourselves by working together. First of all, we can check and see if that solution is already somewhere else on the campus. Is there something we're missing in district policy that we're not utilizing? We're going to find out where we can fix the problem on our own. But then when we can't, when there are problems that are real problems that cannot be fixed with the available resources, that's when it's time that we're going to put a plan together. Together, we're going to put a plan together to the Board of Trustees that they won't be able to reject, that they'll have to say yes to, because it'll just be so good. It'll be created only by students, in the interest of students. So, man, I forgot the question. I just went on a tangent there. Roadmap. It's a windy, pavey road. There's going to be hiccups, there's going to be struggles. It's not going to be easy all the time. But oh my gosh, students of the Los Angeles Community College District, I 100% believe it's worth it. And I plan on walking that road with you all year next year, till the very end. So please elect me, Milo Harold Anderson, for the student trustee position of the Los Angeles Community College District.
Thank you, Milo. And if you could tell us about your roadmap, Ryan.
All right, so with my roadmap, it's going to be communicating with the chancellor along with the Board of Trustees, communicating with them first off, and trying to get the feel for the position at the district level. Then I'm going to communicate with all the presidents, contact them. I've already already met most of the candidates, and I've already got a feel for what they want to pursue on their campus. I want to make sure that not only just the president, but their entire ASG, ASO, and ASU get the proper training that they need so they can be the most efficient on their campus. And when we get that done, then everything will be great. The ground beneath us will be nice and firm, and we can all aim as one towards the one goal that we have in common, which is progress. Thank you.
Thank you again, Ryan. And students, you just heard it again from Ryan. He wants to get real close. His first step in his roadmap is getting closer to the Chancellor and the Board of Trustees. I think that's backwards, and this is where it differentiates us. I'm glad to finally have this moment where I can really see the differences between Ryan and myself. I don't want to get closer to the Board of Trustees or the Chancellor. In fact, if they aren't working with the students, then I'm not going to get close to them at all. I want to get closer to you, the students, my fellow students of all 9 colleges. I'm going to be on your campuses, hearing your concerns, and working with you to figure out the solutions to your problems. I want to get close to you. I want to work with you. Then, once we have a workable plan that we create on our own as students, because I believe in students, I believe we already are perfect. I believe we've got solid ground underneath our feet. We just need to communicate the solutions that are already happening out there and make sure they're all working together. But Ryan, he wants to work with the Board of Trustees. He wants to work with the Chancellor. Now, there's nothing to shame about that. It's just a difference of candidate. I'm the candidate who wants to work with and for the students. Ryan is the candidate who wants to work for and with the Board of Trustees and the Chancellor. And understand that what you'll get out of a student trustee and who they're really working for. Do you want one working for you, or do you want one working for the administration? I want to work for you. Milo Harold Anderson of the Los Angeles Community College District, Board of Trustees, student trustee for 2015-2016.
In response to that, I didn't say specifically that I'll be working for the Chancellor and the Board of Trustees. I said, first off, I want to meet and greet them and see and get the nice and feel for as student trustee, if elected. Secondly, yes, I want to work with ASU, ASO, and ASG Student Council. But I failed to also announce something else in whom I want to work with. I also want to work with the sheriffs to produce higher campus safety with all administration, including the ASG, ASO, and ASU advisors, as they do take a big part on this, along with all of administration, every single one. If you have a job here on campus, I want to work with you. I want to hear you on what needs to be done. Thank you.
Thank you, Ryan, and thank you, gentlemen. Those are all the questions that I have. There's our candidate, Jax Ambridge, for ASO president, and she wanted to have some questions specifically towards Mission College. We've had some issues here on campus that are kind of different due to the nature of the campus than other schools in the district. And I think these students want to know, how will you tackle these problems? How will you bring it here home to Mission College, and one of the smallest or smaller schools in the district? How will our voices be heard and ensure that?
Thank you, Ray. My name is Jax Ambridge, and I'm running for president here at Mission College, and I just have a couple of questions for each of you. The first one is going to be about the bachelor's program. Now, we did send up 4 students, the ASO here on campus, to go lobby in Sacramento, and we would like to be the next school to have a bachelor program instituted on our campus. Can you guys shed some light on what you can do to help us get that?
No, I can't shed any light on that. Tell me what I can do for you. I'd be happy to do anything for you or any other college that wants to improve their campus. Can I tell you what I can do? I can be there, I can hear you out, and I can do my best at whatever you tell me I should be doing. I will lobby for you and all the other 9 colleges. I will be your voice on the Board of Trustees. But can I tell you exactly the issues? No, this is the first I've heard of it. This is my 2nd time on Mission College. But man, am I going to be here a lot if you elect me. I'm going to be here probably 2 or 3 times a month if I'm elected, because the food is so good here. No, really, because I want to work with the student leaders, and you guys have your stuff together on your ASO. I'm going to be coming here for advice from you guys to figure out how I can help other colleges get their stuff together, get their ASOs working right, because you guys have it together. Ray, done a great job this year, and I'm impressed beyond words. So I'm going to be here all the time, and what can I specifically do? Jax, if you're elected, you're going to have to tell me what I can do. You're going to have to tell me what you want to do. You're going to have to tell me what you want to see happen, and how you think it should happen. And I'm not going to be the one that's ever going to say no, except for no when you ask me a question like that. I'm the one who's going to be saying, well, that's interesting. I like it. Tell me more. What else do we need to find out about this? What are your opponents going to say about this? What are the roadblocks to getting a bachelor's program here at Mission College? We need to do this research. Like I said, I'm a fact checker. I make sure my facts are pretty tight before I say anything specific, which is why I won't tell you anything about specifics, because I don't have any specifics to give you right now. But if you elect me as your student trustee of the Los Angeles Community College District, Milo Harold Anderson, next year, I'll be fact checking for you, not just you, but all the 9 colleges. I will be helping you out develop the plans and develop the ideas, develop the improvements that you want to see happen on your college every step of the way. I will not be an absent student trustee. I will be here in your corner. That's what I can do. Specifics though, I'm going to have to rely on you to tell me exactly how we're going to make this work. And what I can do is bring the other colleges in on it and make it not just Mission College asking for this, make it all 9 colleges asking for the same thing. So that way, our voice just became more than 8 times stronger, exponentially stronger, with over 100,000 students' voices backing us for the goals that you want to see happen. How amazing would that be? That's what I can do for you as student trustee, and that's what I will do. That's what I'm going to do. That's going to be my full-time job, more than full-time. And I'll be here, and I'll be in my office, and my door will always be open to you and every other student of the Los Angeles Community College District. And when I'm not in my office, I'll be in your cafeteria, all of the cafeterias, hearing from the students, working with the students. Great question, thank you. I'll give it to Ryan now.
Thank you. All right, so in response to that question, because I know Trade Tech was trying to push for the same thing, what I want to do is, because I did go with Trade Tech to lobby up in Sacramento, I want to go with you, specifically, along with all the presidents, and I want to see what needs to be done from their end at Sacramento in bringing bachelors down to community college level. Secondly, I want to communicate with West LA and how they were able to be the first college in the LA9 to bring a bachelor's program here to campus. I also want to communicate with the Chancellor's Office along with the Board of Trustees on how we could make sure that it works effectively and it is a credible degree among anyone, and that you can receive a bachelor's here from Los Angeles Mission College, and it'll be the same from getting a bachelor's at CSUN or any of the other universities. That's what I will be doing. You know, you won't be there alone. I'll be working with you.
Thank you. My second question is going to be about the books that students purchase on campus. My ticket, Lorena, Margot, and myself are going to be working on getting a maximum markup for books at the bookstore so that students can afford books. Do you guys have comments on that?
Sure, yeah.
I don't know very much about this. I think it's a great idea though, finding a way to reduce the cost of books. I'm actually right now, as I'm not really paid as the community outreach director at kbcradio.com, so I'm gratefully a Board of Governors fee waiver student. So I've got my fees paid for, but my books, whew, oh my gosh, do I shell out for books. Books are expensive. So I understand students. Here's what I'm thinking about that. We can take it 2 ways, okay? You can work as just Mission to fix this problem or to help resolve this problem to the best of your ability. Or we could try a district-wide solution. Maybe, what if we teamed up with the accreditation that's going on right now through all the colleges and insisted that all of the professors of all the colleges kind of follow the same textbook curriculum, so that way we can have stronger buying power with all of the book publishers and say, hey, we've got over 100,000 students taking classes here and we're all going to buy the same book. Is it going to be yours? Well, how affordable are you going to make it for our students? I think that's a strong thing we can do. And I think that's something that's being forgotten about. We are a district. We're not just Mission College. We're not just Pierce College. We're not just Valley College. We're not just City, West, Southwest, Trade Tech, or East. We are all a part of the Los Angeles Community College District. We are all students of one district, and we have a lot more power than we give ourselves credit. We can actually use that power, okay, if we work together to solve problems just like this, to lower the cost of books. We are the largest community college district in the nation. If we act like a community college district as students instead of as one college, we could cost, specifically in this issue, I believe we could force the book publishers to give us better deals on our books. From now, for forever. It's all about leveraging buying power. If we actually have all of our students on the same books, they're going to want to be selling books to us, and they're going to want to give us a discount. It's called, I believe it's called like a trade discount, where you buy a certain maximum, or it's a quantity discount, where you're buying a certain amount, and you get a little deal. The more you buy, the more you save. Let's do that. There's over 100,000 students learning taking practically the same classes. Let's have them all taken from the same book, so that way we can start saving some money on our books. And that's just an idea. If you don't like that idea, as students, we don't have to implement that idea. In fact, that's just an idea that rolled around in my head that I just came up with. It has to come from you guys. It has to come from the students. So there's countless examples of how we can use our power as a district in this manner to make our academic system much better for us, the students. So that's kind of what I think about that. I don't know if that helps, but let's talk more about it and figure out how we can make this work best.
I just want to say, you literally just grabbed all the words right out of my mind. That's exactly what I was going to conclude with in producing this. I took Psychology 1 at Los Angeles City College, and I was going to sell the same book to a colleague of mine at Los Angeles Trade Technical College, and it was two different books. It's the Los Angeles Trade Technical College edition. I feel that we should make it a Los Angeles Community College District edition. And then with that, I feel that the district has enough power, and all the schools combined, united as one, we could communicate with everyone, with any bookseller, and envisioning a much cheaper price for all the students to buy all their needed books.
Real quick rebuttal though.
And I'll make this real quick. There are disadvantages to this. That means that we all have to take the same class, the same book. And if that book's bad, that means we all have to take a class with a bad book. So it's not necessarily like the best solution, it's just one that is a possible solution. But it illustrates exactly how if we change the culture shift from thinking of just individual colleges, but as students of a district, how we can implement more powerful procedures. Is it the right suggestion in this? I think maybe your solution might be better, as making a maximum markup so that the bookstores can only get so much profit out of the students. I think that's kind of what you're talking about. That might be the smarter solution. We have to do the research. Again, that idea just came out of my head. It's not one that I've studied, I've researched, I've done my homework on. We need to do the numbers. We need to crunch the numbers and get the results from the students. Get petitions signed, get surveys done, see if this is what we really want, and then move forward.
All right, thank you, Milo. So another crucial issue here on campus is our transportation system. Our transportation system. We used to have a shuttle bus that runs to and from main campus to East Campus. And ever since the bond went out that funds that, we no longer had that. I ran on that basis. I advocated for that at a district level, brought it up to the student trustee, and still we haven't seen any action being taken on that. And when a student has a class that's about a mile away and 10 minutes to get there with books and backpacks and themselves, that could be pretty hectic and be a potential roadblock in that student's academics. How would you, if elected to the board, change that?
Great question. Yeah, Sarah and I were talking about this before the candidate forum. I dropped by the ASO office and I met your treasurer, Sarah, and she brought up this exact issue. Before I get into that, Jax, I want to say thank you very much for your excellent questions. Good luck on running for ASO president of Mission College. So now let's get right into it though, because I don't want to waste too much time. That was not a waste of time, but I want to get right into the question, because this is a serious issue for students at Mission College. You're absolutely right. How do you get from East Campus to the main campus and back and forth if there's no shuttle? It's a really long walk, and books are heavy, and it's not cool and calm and chill in Silmar. It's hot. Sometimes it's like 110 degrees here. So there needs to be a shuttle. It's pure and simple. I don't know how we're going to do it. I don't know how we're going to solve it. However, I do know that with me as a student trustee, you're not going to have that kind of stone wall that you have there at the Student Affairs Committee anymore. You're going to have an open Student Affairs Committee. You're going to have a committee that will get behind and support Mission College in all of its endeavors, especially something as critical as this. This is like not just an issue of convenience. This is an issue of health. Someone could die of heat stroke. Someone could get seriously sick. Okay, if you combine the heat and the walk that we're talking about from Mission Main to Mission East, it's a serious problem. And the fact that it's not already addressed is a huge problem. Hopefully, we, the leaders of all the campuses, especially Mission College, will come up with a solution that the Board of Trustees will implement before the Board of Trustees ends up in a situation of liability where someone is suing the district and taking some of our money away because they didn't implement the solution fast enough before someone got seriously sick or died. So, something we have to work on quickly, something we have to actually take some action on, and you know what? The Board of Trustees is going to be grateful that we did. We're going to put it to them in a way where they know, oh my gosh, the students just saved us a lawsuit. The students actually care. The students want to see the budget go to important things instead of wasted on lawsuits. Not that it would be a frivolous lawsuit, it would be a valid lawsuit, and the family of someone who passes away because this issue wasn't solved, it might very well be rightful. So let's avoid it. Let's work together. Let's use this as an opportunity to show the Board of Trustees how much we actually care about our campus here at Mission. And with me, you'll have a Board of Trustees who will be here working with you on it, instead of saying, oh yeah, well, that's a Mission problem, you deal with it. No. If it's a Mission problem, it's a student trustee problem in my book. If it's a trade tech problem, it's a student trustee problem in my book. If it's a Valley College problem, if it's a City College problem, if it's a Southwest, West, East, any college you're at, Harvard, if you have a problem, your student trustee, if you would like me as your student trustee, Milo Harold Anderson, my door will always be open, my Facebook will always be turned on, I will be on your campus, so you can just say hi to me and tell me what's going on. We'll work together. If you want to do the work. Now, I'm not saying I'm going to do all the work for you. I won't. Because that means I'll be taking away from you the opportunity to create some positive change in your campus. And I don't want this for my glory or my accolade. I want this for your resume. I want this for you to have something that you can be proud of, that you can say you did, that you spent your time wisely, that you were in the moment, in the now, while you were going to community college in the Los Angeles Community College District, that you made something change for the better. All I want to do is help. Help me, help you. Milo Harold Anderson for Student Trustee of the Los Angeles Community College District.
So in response to that question, very valuable. It's already been solved on another campus, ELAC. And they have a shuttle that takes them from their main campus in ELAC all the way to Southgate. I want to communicate with them and their advisor on how they did it there, then communicate with the Chancellor and the Board of Trustees, and then bring all the information back to this campus on what we can do to bring back that shuttle and providing valuable transportation between both campuses. I feel that that's huge. And the fact that you guys have two campuses is even more amazing, which produces more classes available for all the students here, not just here in Los Angeles Mission College, but also in the district. With there being two extra campuses other than the main LA9, the Southgate campus and the East campus, there's more classes going around, more classes being available for all the students. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Ryan. Thank you, Milo. So we had, and I know you spoke about student safety and lawsuits, potential lawsuits to the district. Sadly, our district focuses on intervention and not prevention. We wait for a problem to happen before we step in and say, hey, this needs to stop. And the problem that I'm more specifically referring to is a crosswalk, a lit up crosswalk. We have a disadvantage here of poor lighting on our campus, and the ASO and collaboratively has helped to change that by integrating LED lights onto campus. But where we really need these lights and where we really need this show, where we need the crosswalks so students can see when people are crossing, is right here on the corner of Hubbard, where a student was actually hit last semester while crossing the road at night because another driver couldn't see them. And I drive from East Campus to Main Campus quite frequently, and being over here, I frankly don't see people crossing as well. So that's something that we brought up to our college council. They did not take action on it. Said it was that was a city problem and not a district problem. Brought it up to the Board of Trustees. Exhausted our resources in terms of climbing up the bureaucratic hierarchy, and we saw nothing happen. And I know you talked about preventing lawsuits to the district. This is, whether it's across the street or here, this is a student that was in the process of going to Mission College. So Mission College and the district hold vicarious liability. So how would we be able to implement a lit up crosswalk for students to ensure student safety? I know we talk about student success a lot, but student safety is a huge issue that also should be taken into consideration. If elected to the board, how will you ensure student safety? By implementing a lit up crosswalk or a indicative crosswalk of any type.
No, Ray, I'm sorry. Did the student make it out okay?
Yes, the student was fine.
Okay.
And the student fortunately didn't file a lawsuit. The student fortunately didn't file a lawsuit against the district, but this is the exact thing we want to prevent.
Right. Okay. Well, I'm glad to hear that no loss of life happened. I was starting to get deeply concerned. It's still a serious, serious issue. And I definitely agree with you that if a crosswalk is not lit up in front of any school, especially one like a community college, which you can expect classes to be going on well after dark at a community college. Yeah, and in many cases, yeah, there's even more students taking evening classes than there are during the day because there's so many students that are working during the day and come and taking evening classes. What will I specifically do? Well, it sounds like you guys have already done a lot of work. It sounds like you guys have done a lot of the legwork, and we kind of know where we are not going to find the solution. So now we have other choices. The district says it's a city problem. It very well might be a city problem. It is a city street, I would imagine. It might be a county road. It might be a city road. We need to find out. We need to do our homework and find out how long that road has been a road, how long has that crosswalk been there, what acts and what funding is out there on the city, county, and statewide level in order to implement safety things like this. We need to find the appropriate governing agency that could implement LED lights as you recommended, or perhaps even just a street light at that spot, or perhaps maybe that crosswalk. I know it would be inconvenient, but maybe the crosswalk needs to be moved to a place that is lit up. We need to figure out how to make our campuses more safe, definitely. I don't know exactly how we're going to do it. I don't know exactly what the next step is without knowing more about it, without actually sitting down and seeing where you guys have left off. But that's what I'm going to be doing with all you colleges, with all 9 colleges, with City, East, West, Southwest, Harbor, Trade Tech, Pierce, Mission Valley. All of us, we're going to be sitting down and figuring out where we left off on our most important issues and what is the next appropriate step. So I want to do more research on this. I want to know more about this. I want to know more about, and I know you want to tell me everything about it right now, but I want to see it. I want to see what you guys have done. I want to see where the project is at this current moment to implement a safer crosswalk in front of Mission College. And I want to be a part of it. I want to support you in everything that you guys want to do as the student body of Mission College. But specifically, I don't know. We gotta sit down and talk about it. But here's the thing: with me as student trustee, we will sit down and talk about it. We will work on this. This will not just die in some student affairs committee meeting. This will not just disappear. This will not go off my radar until it goes off your radar, which I think it won't get off your radar until we find a solution. And that's going to be up to the students. So because it's not me who's going to be doing the work. It's me who's going to be helping you do the work. And if you want to get this problem fixed, we can get it fixed together. It's really going to be your solution. It's your problem, it's your solution, but I'm going to be here to help you with it. I'm not going to leave you alone on this one. I'm not going to forget about it, but we got to keep working and get to a solution, like you said, before someone else gets hurt, or God forbid, even dies. So it's an important issue. Thank you for asking.
So in terms of what I will be doing in that term, you know, public safety and campus safety is one of my top priorities. I want to ensure that everything is addressed to whomever it may be. I want to communicate with administrators here, along with the student government here in Mission College. Then I want to go and communicate with the city council and talk about what problems are being addressed, and then finally communicate with all three: city council, Los Angeles Mission College, and then the Board of Trustees and the Chancellor, in providing the problem and a solution. It's something my supervisor always tells me about. Don't come with me with problems. Come with me with a problem and a solution. And I will be taking that same measurement to you and for you. I know what the problem is from what Ray just told me, and I'll be looking into finding a solution for you. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Ryan, and thank you, Milo. Our two candidates for student trustee for the 2015-2016 fiscal school year. There you have it, students of the LACCD Mission College debate. Let's give a round of applause to these wonderful candidates. That concludes our debate for today. And wonderful job. Nice to meet both of you. And best of luck to both of you. It's going to be a close race.
I think so. Thank you, Ray.
Can I say something?
Go ahead.
I just want to thank you, Ray, and everyone else for setting up and being just a wonderful host.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, yes.
Yes, thank you, Mission College. Go Eagles! You guys are awesome. This has been a great event. Thank you, Ray. Good luck to the candidates of Mission College. I can't wait to work with you next year if I'm elected as your student trustee of the Los Angeles Community College District Student Trustee. Again, my name is Milo Harold Anderson. You can find me on Facebook, Twitter, or YouTube. Thanks again.
All right, thank you again.